Hello, Indianapolis moms. My name is Kate Baumgartner, and I'm so glad that you're tuning in for a special interview with Dr. Tysklind from Riley Pediatric, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine. We are always thrilled to have the opportunity to share more information with Indianapolis area families. So thank you so much for joining us today, Dr. Tysklind.
Yeah, thank you much for having me. I'm very happy to be on here.
Let's go ahead and let's get started. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? How long have you been with Riley Pediatric, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine?
Yeah, so my name is Robert Gunnar Tysklind. I go by Gunnar Tysklind. So I grew up in the area, actually. Went to medical school here and then went off for training in Akron, Ohio, and then Boston at Boston Children's Hospital. I've been a faculty here for now close to 2 years. This is my first job coming out of training, and I'm excited about really building the sports presence here at Riley Children's.
Very nice. I love that. So, since opening, we know that the clinic opened last year, correct?
Correct.
So, can you give us kind of an update on the pediatric walk-in clinic at Riley's Children's Health at IU North? Are there any changes which we should be aware of? We also have had questions if virtual visits are still an option.
Yeah, good question. So the clinic has been around for more than a year, but the walk-in clinic itself started about a year ago, which has been well received by lots of families around the area. So we offer walk-in clinic hours from 9 to 3:30, and like walk-in clinic implies, you don't need an appointment. So we usually try to aim for seeing patients on a timely basis, getting them in right away with acute injuries, whether it's sports related or non-sports related. They don't need appointments. They come in and they see a provider and get treatment right away. We have x-ray in the office, so everything is right there, and we can also place casts and get patients situated and get them to the correct providers if we don't have anything available at that moment.
That's so helpful. Do you offer virtual visits still, or is it all in person now?
Yeah, so we do have virtual visit options, not necessarily for the walk-in clinic, but for either follow-ups or if you have an appointment with either myself or some of our physician assistants or even some of my colleagues, we do offer virtual visits for actual scheduled visits.
Oh, great. Thank you. So, we have a great article. We interviewed you last year about this clinic. And when we covered it, you shared with parents on how they can support their child's health as they play youth sports. So, for new parents that are just kind of diving into this world of youth sports this year, what were some of those key points that you truly want these parents to know?
Yeah, so when it comes to really young kids trying to get into sports, I think the biggest thing I can emphasize is just let them finding sports that they enjoy. As parents, you reminisce about sports you used to play, or you see stuff on TV, and you're like, "Well, I want my kid to do this." Really, just let them experiment and let them find a sport that they truly enjoy. I think part of that comes down to even beginning a sport with a friend that they know can help get them acclimated to a new situation. Um, I think that's the biggest thing. Other things I stress with new parents getting their kids into sports is having an open source of communication. So that's during the season, even after season. So having your kid available to talk about new pains that come along, frustrations that come with the sport, or even just questions about the sport itself, I think is really, really important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We also talked a little bit about specialization. So, where kids play a year round sport, so increasing their chances for injury. So, how important is it for a child to kind of take a break from their sport if that's possible?
Yeah, this is a very hot topic, and there's been a lot of studies that have come out in the last 5 to 10 years about this. Sports specialization used to occur more in like high school and above, but now it's starting even in middle school and elementary school with kids
Wow.
playing year-round sport, whether that's these specialized club teams that take no breaks throughout the entire year. There's actually been multiple surveys that have done of elite athletes, and it's actually showed that a lot of these athletes were actually multi-sport athletes who excelled in multiple areas and allowed, like, for example, their elbows to take a break while they were playing football or doing soccer or something that wasn't involving upper extremity throwing during that particular point of the season. So, everybody's really thinks that, my kid has to play 365 days a year to become high level. And that's not necessarily the case. There's such an advantage to taking a period either off of that sport completely or moving to another position, or even just taking a break in total, because it allows the body to recover and allows actually you to develop more critical skills in, let's say, like the lower extremities as opposed to the upper extremities.
As a parent, I have a child who's in travel baseball, so I appreciate that advice a
Yeah.
lot. Is there anything a child can do to prepare as they are about to begin a sport they've never played before?
Yeah, so I think the biggest things are that you can have either with your kid or have your kid watch some either practices or games on TV, or even go into a field and watching other kids play to see what it's all about. Practicing, the game beforehand. So go in the backyard or go into a park, and practicing like dribbling the soccer ball, kicking the soccer ball, throwing the football, catching, stuff like that. Asking your kid, what are their concerns about getting into any type of sport and what like fears they have, I think is really important and builds that communication. And then also as a parent, you can do some research on like proper equipment. So whether that's helmets, shin guards, appropriately fitting shoes, I think it goes a long way.
Especially those shoes, because they grow out of those so
Yes,
fast.
absolutely. Yeah.
Are there certain stretches that you recommend for these different types of sports or for warm-ups?
Yeah, so I mean, I'll be completely honest, getting kids to consistently stretch and do warm-ups is very, very difficult. I mean, I remember when I was playing sports, most athletes just want to go right into the
Mhm.
game, right into the fun stuff, because the warm-ups aren't necessarily the most exciting part, but they are very, very important. So what I usually recommend is about 5 to 10 minutes of like getting your cardio up. So that's usually a light version of what you're about to do. So whether that's juggling the soccer ball around the field, doing some jogging around the field, doing some light agility work like side to side motions, side to side sprints, to get your cardio up, and then performing stretching at least 3 to 4 times a week. And there's plenty of stretching programs that you can find online that are very, very good, and not very time intensive. I mean, some of them are 10 to 15 minutes, but I recommend 3 to 4 times a week of stretching, because flexibility in this young age group is extremely important, and can actually prevent overuse and injuries itself.
That's a great tip, and I think people, when they hear that word flexibility, they automatically think that, splits and that's not what that
No,
means,
no.
getting that stretched out.
Yeah, and kids grow very quickly, as you know, and so a lot of times the muscles and tendons are playing catch up, so the bones are growing very quickly, and so kids do become very tight by nature, and so staying on top of that with stretching on a routine basis is extremely important.
Can you give us just a basic overview of the walk-in hours? I know you talked a little bit again, but where exactly is the walk-in clinic located? Kind of the website where families can learn more information.
Yeah. So walk-in, like I said, is 9 to 3:30, Monday through Friday. We don't, as of now, have walk-in hours on the weekends, but that is in the plans. And it's at IU North, up off of 31, Suite 515. So if you walk into one of the main entrances at IU North and you just ask the front desk there that you're there for the pediatric orthopedic walk-in clinic, they'll direct you up to the fifth floor, and pretty easy to find. And then you'll check in at the desk, and then it's a very short wait, if any, and you'll be seen by one of our providers. And if we need to get X-rays, we do it right then and there and get the
Oh,
treatment
nice.
plan together.
That's so nice and so convenient. So, as a parent, I really appreciate you taking the time sharing with us more about this walk-in clinic and some more information about just sports in general that is important for parents to hear as we start moving into the fall season, which is another transition of sports. So,
Yeah, exactly.
thank you so much for taking the time with us today. And we will be sure to link everything here in the comments, including the website where you can learn more information. So, thank you, Dr. Tysklind.
Thank you very much.